So I'm gonna be trying to keep this video as short as I can, just because of how much fucking, you know, spiel I talk about, out of my mouth and stuff like that, and how much I fumble my words as well. So I'm just gonna keep this brief and short. But just a quick little announcement: I'm gonna be coming back to this channel, and I'm gonna be uploading more content for you guys. Mainly because I have a huge interest in coming back now, and I don't know why I stopped uploading content. Um, I really don't know why I stopped doing this. But oh, now I just remembered. Mainly because I've just been focused on my work, and when you're completely focused on your work, you know how time just goes really fast, and then you just start growing up and becoming a full grown ass man. And this is pretty much my second year of becoming a man. I'm 23 years old. I don't have any knowledge about the real world and stuff like that. I've been mostly on the internet since I was a kid. I've been one of those kids that I've been given an iPad too early, unsupervised and unfiltered, so I've been through it all. I pretty much know a lot of things, that has been happening throughout the years on the internet, of course. And I might sound like some sort of Redditor or something like that, but just to assure you, I'm not. I'm a normal human being, that's not always on the internet, fighting with anybody. I'm not even on, on social media as often. I'm always on YouTube and YouTube only. It's like my TV. Anyways, the reason why I'm making this announcement is because I'm gonna be changing my YouTube channel name from Swatter to Guppy, and the reason is because Guppy I think is a unique name, first of all, and secondly, it's my nickname, and many of my friends and family have been calling me that ever since. And just a quick little story on how I got the nickname is it started in 4th grade. I had this friend, it's a she, and we started talking in class, and I guess, throughout the weeks and stuff like that, during lunchtime, we were lining up to get our lunches and stuff like that. She was right in front of me, and she turned around and then just started asking me what my name is because she doesn't know me, you know. And then I told her, oh, my name is this, I told her my real name, which is in Spanish. Many people, have trouble pronouncing my name, which is perfectly understandable. My name is, easy to butcher. Many of my teachers have butchered my name so many fucking times, that, it gets to a point where you just don't fucking care anymore. So you just let them say it, and then you just go on throughout your day, whatever. Anyways, when I told her my real name, she said, oh, that's kind of hard to remember. Do you have a nickname? And then I told her, I do, but it's in Spanish, and it's like short, than my real name. And when I told her my nickname, she completely butchered it. She completely heard a different thing from what I said, and she instead called me Guppy. And then when she said that, I heard that, and I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just go through with it. And then I told her, yeah, that's my nickname. I just told her straight up like that. And then she just started, oh, like that's such a cool nickname. Like that's an awesome nickname. I'm gonna start calling you Guppy from now on. And I was just standing there, and I'm just like, filled with excitement, getting butterflies in my stomach, all things like that, how you get very jittery and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I felt. And ever since then, we started talking more, and then she started calling me, by that nickname that she gave me. And then my friends started picking that nickname up when she heard her say it. And then ever since then, all of the people in my school started calling me that, from elementary school and middle school all the way to high school. And all of the kids that I grew up with were in the same school, so that's how the name, lasted for a very long time, because many people were referring me to that. And saying that nickname now just sounds very normal to me, and I'm kind of curious about what other people think about my nickname. Maybe it sounds very strange to them, but to me, it just sounds like a normal name. And I have a girlfriend too, believe it or not. What kind of fucking nerd has a girlfriend? In today's fucking year, given in how we're in 2026 now, men are afraid of girls, or many men don't want to talk to women, or women don't want to talk to men, vice versa. I mean, I don't care, but yeah, she refers to me as that and not my real name, and I've just been so used to being called that, and that is one of the reasons why I want to change my YouTube channel from Swatter to Guppy. And I think it's very cool, because I think it's very unique and sort of new, because I don't see any other YouTubers that have this nickname like me. But nonetheless, I'm going to be uploading more content for you guys, and that's what I really wanted to do. But I hope you guys enjoy that little short story that I gave you. It's like kind of a wholesome story. It was kind of short. I really don't remember, the whole situation, like throughout then. But many of my friends started lying to me when they said they started calling me that in second grade. But I've, transferred schools because the first elementary school that I attended, was like 20 minutes from from the apartment I used to live at. And from second grade to third, I transferred to another school that was like 10 minutes away. And then I met new friends, and then they told me that we started calling you that, when in reality I just told them the truth, because I don't like lying at all. And lying is for sinners. If you lie, you go to hell and stuff like that. I don't associate with all that kinds of stuff. That was obviously a joke. But yeah, just to keep it short, I'm gonna be uploading more content for you guys, and yeah, that's mainly it. All of these videos, looking at it back now, I really do miss uploading content, and this is such a fun hobby to do. I've always wanted to do this since I was a kid. Given the circumstances, you can call me an iPad kid or whatever you want, but that's just how my childhood was. Been playing video games throughout my life, and just been going on the internet too, but I'm a very cautious person too, because when there's something that that doesn't seem right, I don't move forward with it, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't mean to click that. Let's go back. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I really like talking, onto this microphone, especially telling you guys this story, because if people look at at this video, it's just, I think it's cool. I think it makes me happy. I don't care what other people think, to be honest. I hope that this story, if you guys have a nickname or something like that, don't be afraid. It's just a silly little nickname. Any nickname is very unique, whoever it is. Whoever gives it to you, just go along with it. You never know what might happen. But hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.